So most people who choose covered call ETFs based it on yield alone, they find the highest number, they put it in their Roth IRA, and they feel like they've made, some right decision, right? Here's the reality. The highest yield covered call ETFs are often the wrong choice for a Roth IRA, not because of the income that they generate, but because of the specific structural advantage their distributions carry that become completely worthless inside of a tax-advantaged account like a Roth. So here's how to really think about which covered call ETF actually belongs in your Roth IRA and why the answer is likely to surprise you. Look, there are two types of covered call ETFs if you don't know, right? They currently dominate this space and they generate income in fundamentally different ways though, okay? So let's talk about type one. Let's just, JP Morgan, right? JEPI and JEPQ, right? You've heard of them, I'm sure. Both use ELNs, equity-linked notes. Their distributions are primarily classified as ordinary income, right? JEPI trades at approximately, just say $57 a share. Current yield is around 8%. Assets under management is 45 billion, beta of 0.58, right? It moves about as half as much as the market in either direction. In 2022, when the S&P fell 18%, JEPI about 3.5. JEPQ is the NASDAQ 100 version, trades approximately $58, currently yields around 10 to 13%, depending obviously on the trailing period that it's measuring. Assets under management, about 38 billion, same expense ratio as JEPI, higher yield obviously because NASDAQ 100 stocks carry way more implied volatility, obviously gives us richer options premiums. And since launch, JEPQ has delivered approximately 15% average annual total return compared to JEPI's 11.8%. Now here's type 2. These are the NEOS funds. SPYI and QQQI both use actual index options with Section 1256 tax treatment. Their distributions contain significant return of capital components to us. SPYI yields around 12% at $52 a share. QQQI yields around 14.5% at $52. The Section 1256 treatment and return of capital classification are the most important facts about SPYI and QQQI, and they're exactly the reason those funds belong somewhere other than your Roth IRA, okay? So here's the framework. The Roth IRA neutralizes one specific tax disadvantage, and the account placement question is entirely about which disadvantage is worth neutralizing. JEPQ and JEPI pay ordinary income. In a taxable account at 24% federal bracket, JEPI's 8% yield becomes approximately 6% after tax. JEPQ's 11% becomes a little over 8%. The Roth eliminates that tax bill entirely. The full 8% or 11% compounds tax-free for us. SPYI and QQQI have structural advantages built in. Section 1256 treatment and return of capital that defers taxes and reduces the effective rate in a taxable account. Those advantages require a taxable account to work. Inside the Roth, there's no tax to defer, no Section 1256 rate to benefit from. The entire structural advantage disappears. You're literally paying a higher expense ratio for a tax efficiency that the Roth IRA makes irrelevant already. Here's the conclusion. SPYI and QQQI belong in taxable accounts where their tax efficiency has some actual dollar values. JEPI and JEPQ belong in a Roth where ordinary income classification costs us nothing, okay? Now let's talk about the compounding math on what this could do in $50,000 in a Roth. Here's what each fund produces tax-free over time. $50,000 in JEPI at 8%, all distributions reinvested tax-free, roughly 5 years, $73,000, 10 years, $107,000, generating approximately $720 a month at that point. 20 years, $233K. $50K in JEPQ at 11%. All distributions reinvested tax-free. 5 years, around $83,000. 10 years, $140,000, generating approximately $1,200 a month. And in 20 years, almost $400,000. The 10-year difference between JEPI and JEPQ inside a Roth, approximately $32,000. All tax-free. The gap comes entirely from 2.85% yield difference compounding over a decade without any annual tax drag. In a taxable account, JEPQ's 11% yield compresses to approximately a little over 8% after tax. Over 10 years on 50K, right? JEPQ grows to approximately 110. Roth JEPQ grows to 140. The Roth saves you $30,000 in tax on the same exact investment. But let's talk about JEPI versus JEPQ for the Roth, right? And the trade-offs, because there's always trade-offs. Both are the right structural fit for a Roth, in my opinion. The question is which one? JEPQ wins, obviously, on total yield, total total return and tax-free compounding math, obviously. Since launch, it has outperformed JEPI on total return literally every single year. In a Roth where you can hold indefinitely and reinvest without tax friction, that higher yield compounds into a larger account over time. JEPI wins on stability though, right? It has the beta of 0.58 means it falls roughly half as much as the market in downturns, right? Which inevitably happen. For someone in near retirement or who cannot emotionally or financially tolerate a 30% decline in the Roth account, JEPI's defensive profile really has some value to think about. The lower yield is the cost of that protection for us. But the honest answer for most investors in the accumulation phase, JEPQ, right? The tax-free compounding advantage. But here's my honest opinion on the answer for most investors who are in accumulation phases. JEPQ, kind of, I had to pick one. The tax-free compounding advantage on the extra yield is too large to leave on the table when there's no tax consequence for the ordinary income classification. The honest answer for investors at or near retirement, in my opinion, it has to go to JEPI, right? Especially if you look at 2022 performance, right? And especially if you're planning to draw out of your account. The best covered call ETF for a Roth is the one whose tax disadvantage the Roth actually neutralizes. And for JEPI and JEPQ, that disadvantage is ordinary income classification. SPYI and QQQI have built-in tax efficiency that only helps you in a taxable account. Putting them in a Roth wastes the advantage and costs you a higher expense ratio. Between JEPI and JEPQ for the Roth, JEPQ produces obviously more income, more total return, and way more tax-free compounding at the cost of that higher volatility. JEPI produces less income with significantly less downside in the bad markets. The right pick depends on one question, right? How much volatility can this account actually tolerate? And am I still accumulating or already looking to pull those distributions out to live off of? Look, I hold some JEPQ in my Roth IRA still. I'm in the accumulation phase though, right? The tax-free compounding on JEPQ's higher yield is the most efficient use of the Roth's advantage I found in the covered call ETF space, in my opinion. When I move to my income phase, right, I'm going to reassess where the stability case for JEPI outweighs the compounding advantage over JEPQ. I've also started accumulating JEPIC and JEPQs, but I'll save that for another video as to why. SPYI and QQQI I hold primarily in a taxable account where their tax efficiency actually functions better for me. So I got some questions for you guys in the comments. Are you currently holding SPYI or QQQI, JEPIC, JEPICs, right? And how are you structuring it into your accounts? And did you really think through on where you should even be allocating these things to begin with, right? And number two, if you're choosing between, let's say, JEPI and a JEPQ for your Roth, which factor matters more to you right now? JEPQ's higher compounding yield or JEPI's more defensive performance in those down markets? Drop it down below. I love talking to you guys down in those comments areas. And if you're brand new to all this stuff, you're definitely going to want to attend the full ARC options strategy. It's 90 minutes long. I give you my 15 favorite stocks under 30 bucks, my 2 premium calculators, and my full trade log template. So if you're interested in that completely free training, click the first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.